I was going to be in D.C. for the 4th to see what this event was all about, this the Great American State Fair. And I did not make it. Still getting over the cold, but I'm fine now. Everything happens for a reason. And so here we are. If anything could perfectly capture what this celebration was all about, I think some of you may have heard about this skydiver that showed up at the event. Unexpected, of course. I don't think this was planned. I think that this guy just decided to do this. And here's what ended up happening. Let's get the perfect capture. Come on now. Okay. So this is right before impact. And as you can see, he's like really decked out in his getup. And what's so interesting is that getting yourself caught on that tree. Now, apparently the guy's okay. Not that I would wish any ill will on somebody. He's just having a good time. If this doesn't kind of spell it all out, the utter disaster that was this so-called state fair. Keep in mind, a lot of people suffer from heat stroke. The turnout was drastically underwhelming. And even the MAGA influencers that were there today that were insisting that people were showing up left and right, that the lines were long. Yeah, the lines were long. People are going to show up on the 4th of July in D.C. They always do. This isn't a new thing. It isn't that, oh my God, it's a state fair. It's the Great American State Fair of 250th, and then everybody's showing up. Yeah, I'm sure tens of thousands of people showed up. They always do on the 4th of July in Washington, D.C. This is not a new thing. But they tried to make it out like it was this grand spectacle of an event. It turns out that it wasn't. And in so many ways, it is a reflection of how much the country has continued to sink. It's also a reflection of how much Trump's movement has died. That's not what it once was. So it definitely is a metaphor. The collapsing empire. That's what this is. One big swoop. Play it one more time.
You totally ruined my party.
If that doesn't spell it, I don't know what does. Now, there was a march today, a very important march, a very important gathering, but that's not it. The one that really matters is the one that took place in Philadelphia, the real birthplace of our nation. It was led by the Jolly Green Ginger and Greg Stoker. This is the Veterans Against War with Iran on behalf of Israel march. Here we go.
Getting into the police, the Philadelphia police are here. This is not a permitted protest. We did not ask for permission. We did not get a permit. We just took the streets.
And now the police are responding, obviously, to our presence. So far, they're not fucking with us. This is the largest veteran-led action since the Vietnam backlash.
Fucking largest veteran-led action since Vietnam.
And it's not just us, it's community groups, there's PSL over there, there's labor organizers, trade unions. We should have been doing this 20 years ago. The next best time to start this is now.
Facts. It's time for us as a people to collectively get together, raise our voices, and raise hell.
You couldn't be more right. And naturally, this is not an event. And as Jen points out, that's a real protest. That's the difference between the so-called No Kings March and something like this. This is something that was organized in totality by veterans and current military personnel. And initially, they didn't want them there, but it's probably not going to be a very good look on the 4th if you decided to kick a whole bunch of military veterans and active duty members out from marching in the streets on the 4th of July. So they marched.
This is what we're fighting for. This is what we're fighting for. We say no more fascists, no more wars. This is what we're fighting for. No more fascists, no more wars. This is what we're fighting for.
I got to tell you, it looks like a lot of people showed up to this. Dare I say, is it possible that more people showed up to this march than they did to the Great American State Fair in D.C.? I'm just saying, if you're going to show up for an event, a political rally, any type of an event, to me, this is the type of an event that you show up for. This is the real deal. And you can see that this goes deep. There are a lot of people there. And if you're going to make an impact, why not do it on a day like today? This is also, David, this is also one of the reasons I want people to understand why I have a certain soft spot for Tucker Carlson. Because Tucker Carlson is an insider. He is, in my opinion, part of intelligence. And I do believe that there are a significant portion of, a big enough portion of members that are in the intelligence community that understand that this empire is collapsing and that we need to collectively work together to figure out how the hell we're going to get out of this. And I think they also understand where a lot of the problem is coming from. It's always, yes, and I forget the name of the gentleman that Greg does the co-host Colonial Outcast with. Love to have those guys on the podcast, 100%, and vice versa. And so at some point, exactly, that's the whole point of this rally. Who the hell wants to die for Israel? And that's the question a lot of people are asking themselves now because they're realizing that shit is about to get really serious. There is an understanding, don't know if it's a guarantee, but there is an understanding that as many as 60,000 American troops are potentially being put on the ground in Iran. I would say that's some pretty serious shit. And we should not be taking that lightly. So conscious objections from everywhere should be happening. And when you see marches like this, it gives you a little bit of hope. And a big shout out to Mike Preisner, who I believe is also one of the main organizers of this group.
This is what we're fighting for. No more fascists, no more wars. No more fascists, no more wars. This is what we're fighting for. This is what we're fighting for. Yeah, we gotta keep it moving, make some noise, make some noise. I know it's hot. I know it's hot. I know it's hard to be in these streets, but you're doing an amazing job taking care of each other because we believe that we will win. Yes?
Amen. That is the significance in many ways. Things have to get bad before they get better. And in many cases, they have to get really bad before they get better. For the average American to truly stand up in a way that they need to. But when the veterans start doing it, then you know for absolute certainty that the needle is moving in the right direction.